Hello and welcome to the UC Marketplace. My name's David Dungay, and today I'm joined by Mark Bunnell, COO of New Wave. Welcome, Mark. How are you?
I'm doing great, David. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. So today we're going to be talking about the UC industry as a whole and delivering some real sort of top level insights to really complement that UC marketplace. You'll see on the website, and you'll see obviously those market maps which complement that marketplace very well as well. But Mark, before we get into those kind of insights, do you want to give everyone a quick introduction to yourself and New Wave?
Yeah, I'm Mark Bunnell. I'm the Chief Operating Officer and co-founder here at New Wave. I handle all the day-to-day operations of the global business, the customer experience, and the architecture of our ipilot software platform. ipilot is a full-service delivery platform that has a very unique, on-demand, actionable, provisionable marketplace that is kind of revolutionizing the space.
So, Mark, let's start with some challenges then in the market. What are you seeing at the moment? What are the big challenges from a partner perspective and their customers' perspective from a UC technology strategy point? What do you see them grappling with over the next 12 months?
Well, I think as you have these, cloud services, right, and you're moving away from on-prem or hosted PBX or, something like that, the real big challenge is how do I embrace the cloud services that are out there? How do I make it, easy and provisionable, having one place to go get all of the different services that they may need, and then having, a wrapper or a practice built around those to where you have the complete visibility and control over those services. And how do I get up to speed with, training my customers, turning on the services, and just being able to go to market effectively without a lot of starts and stops, right? It has to be simple.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, the big technology everyone is talking about right now, AI. We can't have a conversation without talking about AI. But maybe let's talk
Sure.
about it in the context of the hybrid workplace. What kind of benefits are you seeing right now and or expecting to see as well as they sort of products and services get developed on using this technology in the future?
Well, I mean, I think AI is going to affect every product, every service that is out there in the future. It boils down to how does AI best fit your business and your segment of the market, whatever industry you're in. We can only handle or do AI as it relates to, what iPilot does. So auto provisioning, voice activation of services and things like that, because that's our product. And so we're able to embed, Copilot/AI, right, into those services to make our product better. And then you have the same thing happening across all of the different partners and things that we're, connected to. So if you're talking about, contact center, or you're talking about call recording services or SMS providers, right? They all have different facets of how AI can benefit those products and services. So for New Wave, we don't have to be an expert in all things AI. We just have to be an expert in how do we integrate AI with our products, and our partners will be experts in how AI affects their products and services. And then when all of that comes together, you kind of have an end-to-end AI assisted piece all along the way. So then you're talking about, productivity going up. You're talking about simplicity happening. You're talking about, sentiment detection, mood detection, all of these different things that kind of go together to complete an overall end-to-end solution. And I think that's how AI is going to be rolled out and how it's going to be beneficial to, the partners in the future.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. Actually, trying to digest the whole of AI and what it can do for everyone is a near impossible task. But if you
Right.
can become an expert in your own field and what directly impacts you and your customers, that is a great opportunity for everyone, I feel, in this market. So, okay, well, leading on from the AI question, we obviously operate in and around a market that is full of many vendors, but some quite dominant vendors as well. And how do you look at this question? I mean, do you foresee the dominance of vendors like Microsoft to be ultimately a net positive or a net negative for the market? When it comes to things like technology and choice and those kind of things.
hmm I mean, I think that ultimately, Microsoft is a net positive, and with Teams, because you need somebody big to kind of set the pace, to kind of come out and do something new and revolutionary And so, Teams was that catalyst, right? It came out, it talked about being UC in the cloud. It kind of, talked about how we're going to move people from on-prem, legacy type things and kind of do it in a more efficient, better way with more features and things like that. And so from that standpoint, it's good because it starts the industry down a path. And then you have the others like Zoom and WebEx and Ring Central and these other companies that then have to pivot and keep pace. And that's what competition is all about is setting the pace, coming out with new innovations, and everybody else kind of like piles on, and then it kind of evens itself out, over the longer term based on, what that competition fuels. And so, again, we see it as a net positive, but then, for a company like us, we have to give choice, right? That's what a marketplace is about. It's about having choice. And we bring all of the choices to the fingertips of partners and customers by giving them a multi-UC kind of environment where we're agnostic, right, to the platform of choice. The customers make the choice on who they want to best fit their needs. And it's up to us to provide those choices and be able to provision those services no matter who they want.
Yeah, that is the magic of partnerships, isn't it? And people get to deliver that choice and really hone those solutions and products and services for those customers and those needs. So let's talk about ROI on investments. We've seen a lot of investment in the UC space for obvious reasons over the last 4 years now, I guess. A lot of those early 2020 investments are coming up for renewal. We've seen over the last 12 months particularly. But sometimes I hear and I find that customers struggle to kind of assess ROI on those tech investments they've made. Maybe they made some tech investments in a bit of a hurry previously. But how do you feel customers should really approach this when it comes to UC and the hybrid work investments?
That's a great question, right? Because what we find most often is that customers and partners don't know the right questions to ask, right? Because they're not technology experts. They're experts in their field, right? For their business. And so, they need trusted advisors and others to kind of help them through what is the best, pieces that they can stitch together in the puzzle of what makes, their company successful. And so, what I think that most people need to realize is that the variables is not what is the cost of the service per se, or the marketplace, or the ipilot software, or whatever that orchestration may be. You have to then kind of go in and understand, what variables am I doing? So what is the cost of the software? What is the cost of the efficiencies gained because I can do everything automatically with one person? What is the cost of maybe some employees that were doing MACDs that now can go do complex customer interactions, which is where you want your high dollar individuals to be? Do I get to eliminate infrastructure? Do I get to, have some additional savings on bringing all your carriers under one umbrella? So there's a lot of variables in that equation of ROI. And so people really have to understand it's not about, all of just one thing. It's about many things that go together for the total cost of ownership, and value has to be top of mind. What is the value that I'm getting for whatever service that I'm doing? And is that value correct? Am I having buyer's remorse? If you have buyer's remorse after you do something, then it didn't provide the right value.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're coming towards the end of the conversation, Mark, but I do want to talk about kind of what's coming down the line. What you're looking and thinking about. If we could discount AI for a second, I think we know the impact of AI is having on the market, but where do you see the biggest leaps from an innovation point of view coming from in the market over the next 12 months? If you could look beyond AI, if that's even possible, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's fairly easy for us just because, we've pioneered a space. And, of course I'm biased, because I'm in the space and we've created something, truly revolutionary, but we're hearing it from our partners and our customers and our operators all the time. Is the biggest advancement is in exactly what we're doing in providing an actionable, provisionable marketplace. This isn't, select a tile and get some information and go over and talk to those companies and work out this whole sales motion, right? With us, everything is doable inside of ipilot. You're signing customer agreements, you're provisioning the services on demand, get it now for all of the different things. It's not just the UC providers for multi-UC or that, but it's, contact center, it's call recording, it's, SMS, it's all of the things that are required to stitch somebody's total environment together whether it's our voice, someone else's voice, global coverage, any of that. And so when you can have all of that at your fingertips as a customer or partner, and you can have it now when you need it, with full integration to everything, I think, in my opinion, right, and that's why I'm doing this, is because it is the biggest advancement from traditional legacy operators to how things should be done in the future.
Yeah. Mark, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for sharing your insights.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And thank you for watching. Been watching me, David Dungay, and don't forget to have a look around the UC marketplace on the platform. There's so much to learn, and check out those market maps as well, where we dissect the biggest and best vendors in the space. That's it from me. See you next time.